Hello. Yes, good evening. Hello. Okay. See, when we are into this process, financial decisions, financial decisions are the third unit major problems, as well as the third unit theories. When it comes to financial decisions, just generally we will have three type of decisions, right? Apart from financial decisions, you will have to do some of the sums like NOI theories, based on shares, preferential shares, based on the equity shares, as well as some of the problems will be related to the debentures as well. So we should be very cautious of learning concepts as well as learning things as well. So this should be, yeah, did I share my screen to you? Did you able to see my screen now? Now you could able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Here the things are, when it comes to the financial management, see, this is the third chapter. It is nothing but a financing decisions. Financing decisions. See, when it comes to the financial decisions, definitely we need to learn about what are the financial decisions. Apart from that, we need to know about what are the different kind of shares. Definitely very important. Why? Because during the time of your interviews, during the time of your examinations, these questions will be asked like anything. See, when you are not even aware of that, aware of what is an equities, what are the cumulatives or whatever the things, definitely it will be very difficult for you to face the examinations as well as interviews as well. That's why try to understand the concept before we are going to the sum. Anyhow, probably if there is a chance, definitely we could able to go with the sums today as well. But if it is not possible, definitely we could need to go for sums in the tomorrow's class. But instead of going to this thing, being a financial, for example, if you are anticipated to do MBA in finances, at least you need to know the concept. Why? Because if you are not lacking with the concepts, definitely it will be a very big problem during the time of interview. That's why try to understand concepts first of all. Anyhow, we are having a financial decisions. See, now we are having, when there is a financial decisions process, you need to learn about different kind of shares as well as different kind of investments. Apart from that, you need to know an NOI theories. At the same time, whatever you have learned in the third semester of your examination in second as well as the third units in accounting for management, again that you need to do here. Why? Because some of the factors with the depreciation factors will be there and less factors will be there. Some part of trick is with the dividend decisions as well. That's why the chapter will be very important of getting the logical knowledge. See, probably you could able to read something, but at the same time, it is not like reading the things. At least you could able to understand what are the factors here that is working, right? See, learning the things is not a big difficult for you or me, for anybody else. But at the same time, understanding the concepts at the same time, when you are going for interviews, definitely what kind of questions you will get, definitely you need to face. Even though you could not able to answer each and every question, at least you know the concept. Definitely that will be help you better in future. Okay. Meanwhile, going with the sources of financing. Anyhow, the sources of financing is, everybody knows, it is like the financial decisions will have different sources of financing: short term, mid term, and long term finances. At the same time, we didn't need much to explain with the short term as well as the mid term, but financing sources in the long term is very important question. That's why meanwhile going to the long term one things, we need to go with the short term finances as well. See, financial decisions are the decision that could be derived into three forms. First one is short-term financial decisions, short-term finance decisions. Second one is long-term finance decisions. Second one is long-term or second one is mid-term. Second one is a mid-term, right? And third one is a short-term long-term financial decisions. See, we are having three type of financial decisions, right? At the same time, we need not to discuss much about the short term and mid term. Short term and mid term looks to be very easy. At the same time, everybody knows. I don't need to explain continuously of what is a short term. At the same time, a short term Short-term financing sources are the sources that the financing which we need within a short span, right? Before going to the long term, just to had a quick revision on a short term. I don't think I don't need much time to explain you for a short term. But here the thing is, long-term finances will be very important. Why? Because you are having different kind of shares, different kind of debentures like that. That's why you need to concentrate on the long term. But at the same time, before moving to the long term, you should be understandable with the short-term concepts as well, right? Here the thing is, short-term concepts. The major important thing is indigenous bankers. Indigenous bankers. See, this is the only technical term you are having, but at the same time, this looks to be very easy for you. The bankers which are not at all in the real, means bankers which are not in the name of RBS, could be termed as an indigenous banker. Means the indigenous bankers is also called illegal bankers, or this is not the place where we need to kept our money or take that money. Why? Because there are specific rules for each and every bankers. But here indigenous bankers are the bankers. They will try to rule the organizations with the private financing. Whatever the people who are doing private financing, these kind of people will termed as a indigenous bankers. Most of the time, I don't think much time for short-term finances. Anyhow, everybody knows this. See, indigenous bankers are the private money lenders, and most of the countries, these kind of indigenous banker will try to rule in a monopoly way. Why? Because they will give you more money, as well as they will take you more interest as well, right? This is nothing but an indigenous banker. When you need money in a short term, means definitely the interest will be high. That's what we did sums earlier as well. But at the same time, when you need anything in the short term, definitely the interest will be high. At the same time, next one is a trade credit. See, whenever the organization need some raw material in the form of credit, means during the time the trade credit will be takes place. Why? Because you need some of your raw materials in the form of credit form. During that time, the credit you could able to get the trade credit. People who are supplying the machine, to people who are supplying the raw material, they will give you some time of giving money within a span of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or like that. It is everything is in a short term thing as well. Next one is an installment credit. You know very well, installment credit is nothing but the amount of credit which will be there, definitely that will be credit, that will be given in an installment basis. For example, the installment time is 6 months. Within a span of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, like that, you need to credit, or every month you need to credit, every month you need to credit some of your money into their accounts. It is nothing but an installment credit. At the same time, advances. I won't take much time for this. Advances is nothing but whenever the factories or organizations are in process, during that time, if somebody need agency, for example, Hero Motors organization will be there, right? If somebody need an agency of Hero Motors, definitely they need to pay some of the advances to Hero Motors to get that agency, right? Now, see, what are the biggest organizations? Definitely, for example, you are taking the GeoMart of Reliance. Definitely, you need to pay some of the advances to the Reliance companies as well. That is why the branded will be helpful here. Understanding, right? At the same time, next one is nothing but commercial paper. Bank credits and commercial papers. No need to explain bank credits. For example, if you are having a lot of if you need some money for giving some products to the foreign organizations or other organizations which you are getting, mostly we will import the products from China, raw materials of for example, pharmaceutical materials. During that time, definitely most of the time organizations didn't have cash of paying 700 crores or 800 crores. During that time, these bank credits will be helpful. The banks will give PR on your name. Then again, you need to get some amount from the other sources. This amount will be created. I think most of you people knows very well about these PRs. No? Okay. If not, try to watch 1992 Harshad Mehta scheme. That will be helpful, or else definitely if there is a some class, definitely I will explain you how the bank PRs will be given on behalf of companies. But at the same time, bank credits is nothing but banks will give you a surety on behalf of yourself. That's it. The companies will send you that stock. Banks will give you assurance on behalf of a customer. It is nothing but a bank credits. Okay. At the same time, midterm finance. I'm just going with the a little bit of fast with short term and midterm. It is not a much viable for us, but long term should be very, very important. See, the midterm finances are the finances which the finance will take for 3 to 5 years of horizon time. 3 to 5 years of horizon time. Right. When there is a midterm, most of this midterm helpful for using securities like preferred. Why? Because of maturity period. Here we are having maturity period of 3 to 5 years of any of the organization. For example, you invested in any fixed deposit that could be around some 3 to 5 years. That could be termed as a midterm investment or midterm sources of finance. For example, if you need any money, small kind of machinery products, or you are having a small scale industry. For example, you are having a small scale industry. If you need some money during that time, what you will do? Definitely you need to get some money from banks in the format of midterm loans. Probably if the industry will be very small, definitely the banks also will give you terminology in a very short term only. They won't give you much time. For example, you will do business of 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs, means they won't give you for long term of 20 years. Definitely they will give you based on the terminology capacity of your business only. It is nothing but a midterm finances. Midterm finances could be around 3 to 5 years. Right. At the same time, most of the time here, the time is securities will play a major role. For example, you are just pledging your security deposits like fixed deposits, recurring deposits, or postal savings on behalf of you, or you will pledge some gold. During that time, these midterm finances will be helpful, but it is not much auspicious. When it comes to the next fact is the long-term finance. Shall I need to explain you any more from short-term finance and midterm finance? Yes. Shall I need to explain you any more for short-term finance and midterm finance? Shall I go for long-term finance? Yes, sir. Shall I go for long-term finance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Why? Because it is not much viable for short-term finance. See, the most important question, what are the various sources of long-term finance? Various sources of long-term finance. Most of the time, every time this question will come during the time of examination. Various sources of long-term finance. Right. Yeah. See, when it comes to the long-term finance, long-term funds are required for a period exceeding 5 years. Exceeding 5 years. Right. Mostly long-term finance are required to purchase fixed assets like machinery, plant, land, and buildings, furniture, etc. Again, repeating, long-term finances will be required to purchase fixed assets, lands, buildings, and fixed assets, etc. Okay. Exceeding for 5 years is nothing but you could able to purchase lands, buildings, or fixed assets. At the same time, investing in here the thing is, there are various sources of raising long-term finances. There are various sources of raising the long-term finances from the financial institutions, right? Various sources. The first source is nothing but shares. There are a lot of factors, but at the same time, our favorite factor or the market favorite factor will be always shares. Now the story starts. What is the share? A share is a small part of capital of a company, which is widely spread to raise long-term funds in the market. Sorry, long-term funds from the market. A share is a small part of capital of a company, which is widely spread to raise long-term funds from the market. As per the section 246, the Companies Act of 1956. Section 2. Section 2. Probably if you could not able to remember this section 2C, at least you could able to know Companies Act. Companies Act, according to which act definitely there might be we could able to get some of your questions in UGC net, but at the same time at least try to remember this one. According to the Act of 1956, it is Act, a share is the share capital of a company and includes stock except where the distinguish between stocks and shares expressed in the limited. See, the thing is, share is nothing but a part of capital. As per the rule 1956, the shares will be given into the different choices, right? The shares will be given into different choices. So based on this, you need to know what is a share. Actually, the shares are mainly divided into two types. Here, share is nothing but share is a small part of capital of a company which is widely spread to raise long-term funds from the market. As per the 1956 Act, share is share is a capital. A person who owns a share is nothing but you just had a part in ownership as well. Right, even though if you are having one share, you could able to attend meetings of that company as well. That is the right you are having, right? When it comes to the share, there are two types of shares. First one is equity share, and second one is preference share. Don't worry, what is the difference between equity? I will let you know. Definitely, this concept looks to be very big, but at the same time, we need to have confidence on something. See, equity is nothing but equity shares represent the ownership of a company. Equity shares is nothing but represents the ownership of a company. If somebody could not able to understand, ask me why. Because when you are doing any job in your financial market, definitely you need to know this kind of information. What is a share? What is a different kind of shares? At least what the shares will do. Definitely we will do the sums following on. Definitely from tomorrow onwards, if it is not possible with the today, tomorrow onwards you will start the sums. But at the same time, try to learn concept briefly. That's why I'm just stretching on the points. See, equity share is nothing but represent the ownership position in a company. Equity shareholders are the owners of the company. At the same time, see, represent the ownership at the same time, ownership of a company. You will get ownership of the company. Then you could ask me, if I purchase one share, why can't I get the ownership? No, it is not like that. More than 50% of shareholding will get actual ownership. Even though you are owner of your share, but you are not an owner of a company. If you want to become owner of any company, your holding should be at least 51%. More than a 50% could be ownership of a company. See, if a person or an organization could able to get 51%, definitely he could be claimed as a proper owner. He could be claimed as a proper owner. For example, during the time of our estimations or elections, whatever it is, the party should get 51% to get the government. But at the same time, it is not like 51% of percentage of votes. It is not like that. It is only 51% in the seats of majority. When it comes to equity, the equity shares is nothing but representation of ownership. At the same time, ownership. Whenever a person got ownership of a company, definitely he need to participate in votings and he need to participate in rights. At the same time, whenever the companies will have a general body meetings, yeah, he will get some preferences from the organizations as well. At the same time, the thing is voting rights you will have. Probably you could able to write which for example, if somebody need to become a chairman of an organization, during that time, definitely the organization will send you voting rights paper. Based on that, you could able to vote whomever you want. But at the same time, majority of the people's voting will be taken into consideration. Right. During the time of board meetings, like annual general body meetings, you will get that invitation if you are a equity shareholder. At the same time, definitely equity shareholder could be definitely you could able to get what are the advantages of allotting the equity shares. See, here you are just in here you are just taking some money on behalf of equity shares. Right now you are taking some money on behalf of equity shares. Why? Because you are onto financing part, means you need to raise a company. At the same, you are just raising one IPOs. Based on that, you will just allot some shares. Based on the people who will purchase your shares, they will get that ownership. Means you are just getting money on the form of IPOs. Right, keep in mind. Right, getting of a source of finances. When it comes to this part, what definitely you could able to know, equities will be risk. Yeah, definitely equities will be always risk, but at the same time there will be some of the advantages of equities as well. It is not compulsory to pay fixed deposits of dividend. See, it is not compulsory to pay fixed dividends for each and every year. For example, this year Indian Oil Corporation gave 10 rupees of dividend. Next year it will give 8 rupees, or probably in the other year, if there is no profit, means you need not to give any dividend. See, the thing is, if you are and you are just treating yourself as an owner of a company, right? If you float any company with an equity shares, at the same time, the advantages of the equity companies is it is not compulsory to pay any fixed rate of dividends. You need not to give any fixed rates, no fixed dividends, right? At the same time, equity capital has no maturity date. For example, you are doing a business. Means, for example, Ambani started IPO in 1968 of Reliance Industries. I'm not, it is not like that. But at the same time, I'm just giving a notable example. See, they floated company with Reliance Industries in 1968, but still it is going on in the forms of different, same RIL is going on. Even Tata, they were into 1956 Act. As per 1956 Act, the Tata Steels would be there. Right, even then the Tata companies is going on. Why? Because there is no maturity for the equity shares. Equity capital has no maturity date. No maturity date. Date for equity capital. Please ask me if you did not able to understand anything. Equity capital, sorry, there is no maturity date for the equity capital. Right. At the same time, the enjoyment of voting rights and elect the board of meeting. For example, if you want to elect somebody else, definitely you could able to elect somebody else on your favor. Elect the board of directors. See, for example, I'm telling you one of example, TCS. TCS previously we will have some of the factors, but at the same time they just allotted N. Chandrasekaran as a board of director, or he was an MD as well. When it comes to stock market, what will happen? For example, there are 4 to 5 board of directors. One of the board of directors should not be on that company as per Indian 1956 Act. For example, there are 3 people who could able to represent for the company. Means they could able to hold any shares of that company. One director could not hold any of the shares. That's why they will just represent an IAS or IPS officer on behalf of this thing. Why? Because SEBI implemented that rule. If everybody was onto the same board, definitely they will play some cooked up stories. Based on that, the government of SEBI, Security Board of Exchange Limited, implied that rule that one of the board of directors should be out of the organization. Right. Most of those kind of people will be at least IAS or IPS officers who are into very big positions. Means Indian brand ambassadors or Indian ambassadors of IAMs or somebody else. At the same time, when it comes to the other factors, see, there is no maturity for the equity capital. Why? Because if you want to enjoy to do your business, you could able to do your business for 50 years, 60 years, so on. At the same time, you could able to elect the board of directors as well. At the same time, the equity capital does not carry any charge against assets of the company. See, for example, your assets are going on. Your assets are going on increasing. For example, Tata Tata Steel kept up in Jamnagar for 70 years back or some 100 years back. During that time, the land rate was very, very cheap. But even though the land rate was high now, definitely that could not be taken into consideration. See, the equity capital does not carry any charge against the assets of the company. See, assets, the equity capital, there is no proper relation between the equities and assets. For example, with your equities, you purchased some assets, right? With your equities, you just purchased some assets, right? For example, your shares and went from 10 rupees to some 1,000 rupees. Definitely, during that time, what will you do? Definitely, you will just liquidate some shares, right? Now, liquidation, right? You will liquidate some of the shares. Then it will that liquidation proper liquidation shares. Definitely, you will purchase some assets. Every company will do. That is nothing but an asset management. That's why they will just give that much of money to the financial managers. The based on how the equities need to rise in the market. At the same time, after raising the market, definitely some of the money will be liquidated. Means some of the shares they will sell. At the same time, they will purchase some of the assets for their future buildings. See, even though if the company enters into the doldrum, these assets will be helpful. That's why they will try to plan like this. That is the duty of financial manager to do all these kind of things. Right, these are the advantages. Apart from that, we are having some of the disadvantages as well. See, mostly we just discussed about the advantages. At the same time, there are a lot of disadvantages as well. See, for example, if an investor's money is not at all safe. Investors' money is not safe. Why? Because stock market is highly risky part. Definitely the equities will goes on and equities will comes up. Means your shares will comes up and shares will comes down. There is no proper guarantee for returning the money. Why? Because if your company is winding up, definitely the investor may lose. If there is at the same time, if there is any problem with the company, nobody will comes into the picture. At the same time, reduces the control of existing owners by selling the equity shares to outside. See, selling equity shares to outside. For example, I will tell you the story. Vijay Mallya is a person who had who could be termed as a king, king of good times during at one time. Why? Because he was an owner of United Spirits and United Breweries, right? United Spirits, for some of his portion, after facing some of the losses in the Kingfisher Airlines, he just sell some of his shares to DJO company of a UK company, right? Again, what happened? Vijay Mallya exited from the United Spirits. Why? Because his shareholding has been reduced. See, whenever you are just, madam, or your sir or madam, could you able to understand my example? See, if some of you were having a holding of one product, see, he just made United Spirits as a #1 organization, right? But at the same time, during that one time when he faced some of his losses in your Kingfisher Airlines, to raise that company, he just to raise that to raise that Kingfisher Airlines or to reduce his debits, he just sold some of his portions of shares to DJO organization of United Spirits. Then they just removed Vijay Mallya like anything. Why? Because you are just losing your hold. This is where the equity market looks to be risky. Selling equity shares to the outsiders, definitely that will be risk. That's why, see, even though Ambani will have an equity shares, always he should have equity shareholding of 60% or 70%. At the same time, even though some of the shares they will give you outside, even though Tata Sons will able to kept some of shares on their names. It is nothing but Tata Sons asset management organizations. Asset management organizations of Tata or asset management organizations of Hero Motors. Most of that companies will take over all these kind of things. At the same time, the company should not went out of your hands. At the same time, cost of equity shares is much higher than the much higher than other type of securities like preferential shares and debentures. Always see, cost of equity shares will be always high. Why? Because nobody will sell you for 10 rupees. At the same time, nobody will give their share you for 10 rupees. Definitely the cost of share will be always high. Right. I think somebody is joining in the middle. On behalf of myself, somebody could able to take attendance? It's my humble request. Okay. Here the thing is, the cost of equity share is much higher than the security preferences. This is the biggest disadvantage. The disadvantages are investors' money is not safe. There is no guarantee for investors' money. At the same time, selling equity shares of to outsiders is the most risky thing. At the same time, the cost of equity is higher than debentures. Is higher. Yeah, when it comes to the next factor, when it comes to the very important topic is preferential shares. Definitely during the time of your examinations as well as during the time of interviews, definitely they will ask you this question: what is the difference between a preferential share and equity share? And just don't think that I didn't say you anything during for the preferential shares. I think you could able to stop your video. Okay. See, the thing is, okay. At the same time, when the most important concept here is preferential shares. Already we just discussed about what is an equity share. That's okay. But at the same time, preferential shares. Preferential shares will have some of the benefits. We are having different kind of preferential shares. When it comes to equity shares, we are having only one of the equity shares that you need to sell or buy from the organization. Definitely, that's a clear picture. When it comes to preferential shares is somewhat different with somewhat it had a difference with the equity shares. There are different kind of preferential shares. Preferential shares enjoy some of the benefits when compared to the other type of shares, but at the same time we need to check what is a preferential share. Preferential share is nothing but it is also a shareholding, but at the same time their owners will not have proper rights to participate in the voting rates. See, during the equity, shareholders will participate in voting meeting. When it comes to preferential shares will not have such privilege. But at the same time, preferential shares will have different types. At the same time, they will enjoy different kind of things. There are different kind of preferential shares. Redeemable. Redeemable preferential shares. First of all, redeemable preferential shares. Second one is irredeemable preferential. I will tell you what it is there. Irredeemable. And next one is we have preferential. There are different type of preferential shares. First one is redeemable preferential share. Second one is an irredeemable preferential share. Next one is a cumulative preferential share, and the next one is a non-cumulative preferential share. Right. At the same time, there are some of the preferential shares like convertible preferential shares and non-convertible preferential shares as well. At the same time, non-convertible. See, preferential shares is nothing but equity shareholders could able to sell their shares at any time. For example, you will purchase your share today and you could able to sell your share tomorrow. But there, when it comes to preferential shares will have proper limitation of selling the share. Preferential shares could not be sold within a span of 1 day, 2 day, or within 1 month or 2 months. That is why the equity shares, there is a difference between equity shares and the preferential shares. Equity shares could be sold at any point, but at the same time, preferential shares will have specific time horizon. At the same time, equity shares could able to participate in voting rights. Preferential shares could not be participate in voting rights. At the same time, when the company is giving any dividends or anything, preferential shares will get some of an advantage. Okay, before going to that, just see what are the different preferential shares. See, when it is a redeemable preferential shares, when there is a redeemable preferential shares, when it comes to redeemable preferential shares, under the shares, the shareholders can demand their share capital after a specific period. Means whatever the share capital, for example, you can able to kept for 1 lakh, right? You got a period of one after up to 3 years, right? After 3 years, you could able to demand your capital. Demanding capital means most of the time what will happen in share market, the capital will reduce, but here in redeemable preferential share, they need to give you. Why? Because it is in the right of 1956 Act. Redeemable preferential share, under these shareholders can demand their share capital after specified time. Next one is irredeemable. Next one is irredeemable. See, try to take attendance on behalf of myself. So please, it's my humble request. Irredeemable preferential shares, the shareholder which can be redeemable only at the time of liquidation of a company, is known as irredeemable preferential shares. Here the thing is, you invested 1 lakh rupees. At the same time horizon is three years. After that time, you could able to demand your capital. When it comes to irredeemable preferential share, you cannot able to demand. You cannot able to demand even after 3 years. Like you could able to keep like this. No demand and no demanding of capital. Why? Because irredeemable preferential share is nothing but the company will give you money only after the liquidate. After the liquidate for 10 years, 20 years or 30 years. Based on that, you could not able to go with this irredeemable. Redeemable means you could able to get your capital after 3 years, right? If you invest in this preferential shares. But preferential share companies will not give you preferential share like easy. Definitely they will have a lot of preferences for giving those kind of things. At the same time, next one is a cumulative preferential shares. The shareholders can claim dividend even though the company could not able to get the profit. If the company is not even profit, right? Shareholder can able to raise claim dividend. Every year company is giving some dividends, no? Even though the company is not in profit. For example, you are getting, the company is not in profit, you got 10 rupees of Coal India shares in the dividend, but cumulative preferential shareholders will get some 20 rupees or 25 rupees. Why? Because they invested a lot in that organization. At the same time, they will invest for more time of horizon, for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like that. Based on that, what the companies will do, the companies will agree to give them more dividend even though the company didn't get any profit. Right? See, sometimes you didn't have proper things. If the friend will be a good friend to you, definitely you will get you will try to lend some money to your friends, and you will try to get some money from your friends, and then you will feed him. Why? Because it is based on the friendship, whatever it is. The thing is cumulative preferential shares. Cumulative preferential shares is nothing but shares that the shareholders can claim dividend even though the company is not in profit. Even though the company is not in profit. When it comes to the next factor is a non-cumulative preferential shares. Non-cumulative preferential shares means the shares which definitely if the company is not in when the company is not in a profits, definitely you could not able to get any dividend. Right? First of all, redeemable is nothing but redeemable is nothing but the shareholders will have to get their money back after some period of 3 years or 5 years of horizon time. Irredeemable means the preferential shareholders will not get any money even though after 3 years. Only it will be liquidated by the company only. At the same time, next one is a cumulative shareholders. Cumulative shareholders is nothing but shareholders can claim dividend even after the company was not in profits. At the same time, when it comes to non-preferential shares, non-cumulative preferential shares. Non-cumulative preferential shares means if the company is not in profits, the company will not give you any money without their profits. It is nothing but a non-preferential shares. And